I'm Daniela from exali. Today I'm going to talk to you about the issue of written warnings, what to do if you receive one, and who is authorized to issue them. So stay tuned. Especially if you work as a freelancer in a digital profession and have an online presence, such as a website or social media, written warnings for legal infringements can come faster than you think. The most common breaches are copyright, often image rights, and breaches of competition and trademark law. If you want to know more about infringements and how to avoid them, watch our video on the top 5 infringements here. The most important thing to remember when you receive a written warning is stay calm. The world's not going to end, and panicking will only make things worse. So take a deep breath and find out who exactly is giving you a written warning and why. But what, you may ask, is a written warning exactly? A written warning is a letter from rights holders, competitors, their lawyers, or an association asking the recipient to refrain from certain behavior. The written warning is usually accompanied by a cease and desist letter, which you are asked to sign, agreeing not to repeat the behavior for which the warning has been issued. If you fail to do so, you will have to pay a fine. The recipient will also be asked to pay the costs of the written warning, which will usually consist of lawyers' fees. Depending on the area of law, the party issuing the written warning may also be able to claim damages, for example, in the case of a copyright infringement. And the second question, who can actually issue written warnings? In principle, right holders and their legal representatives, as well as consumer associations, can issue written warnings. Competitors and their representatives, as well as associations or consumer protection organizations, and, in some countries, consumers themselves can also send written warnings for breaches of competition law. However, as the legal situation varies in most European countries, you should first have the written warning checked by a lawyer to make sure that the person issuing it is actually authorized to do so. If you have professional indemnity insurance through exali, the best thing to do is contact us directly and forward the written warning to our customer service team. We will then take care of the rest. Thanks to the passive legal expensive insurance included in professional indemnity, the insurer will always check at its own expense whether the written warning is justified and will defend unjustified claims on your behalf. Justified claims will be settled. There are no additional costs for you to review, defense, or payment. Passive legal expensive insurance is one of the benefits of professional indemnity insurance through exali. What other benefits are included is outlined in an earlier video, which I have linked above. If you do not have professional indemnity insurance, you should always have the written warning checked by a lawyer. This is very important. Do not allow yourself to be pressured by the issuer of the written warning or their legal representatives, and above all, do not rush to sign the attached cease and desist declaration. This term refers to the form that accompanies the written warning, a so-called cease and desist letter, with a penalty clause that you are asked to sign. In it, you are asked to confirm that you will refrain from the infringing behavior in the future and that you will pay a contractual fine if you breach this obligation. The dangerous thing about this is that if you sign the cease and desist letter, you are admitting guilt. This means that you are agreeing that you have committed the infringement of which you are accused and that you will not repeat it. However, if you do so, whether knowingly or unknowingly, you will have to pay a contractual penalty. To make matters worse, opposing lawyers often draft cease and desist letters that are far too broad, covering much more than the original infringement. This makes compliance more difficult and the risk of inadvertently re-offending is high. Therefore, never sign anything without legal advice from your lawyer or professional indemnity insurance. You should also refrain from negotiating on your own initiative with the people who have issued the written warning or their legal representatives. I would like to illustrate the consequences of this with the example of a real exali damage event. In this, an IT service provider was commissioned by a sports club to create a new website. He also created a name and logo for the club. The only problem was that another gym had already secured trademark rights to the same name a few years earlier. As a result, the insurer subsequently covered the costs of the original written warning. However, the freelancer had to pay the 1,100 euros that became due as a result of the modification on the cease and desist letter. The reason? This was not a claim for damages, but a fee charged by the lawyer for modifying the cease and desist letter. As you can see from this case, negotiating on your own can have expensive consequences. So to sum up, here is what you should do if you receive a written warning. Firstly, stay calm and don't act rashly, even if you think the warning is completely unjustified. Secondly, if you have professional indemnity insurance through exali, report the written warning to our customer service. We will take care of the rest. Thirdly, if you do not have professional indemnity insurance, you should always have the written warning checked by your lawyer. Fourth, never sign the attached cease and desist letter prematurely and don't let the other party put you under pressure. And fifth, do not negotiate on your own. Leave it to your professional indemnity insurance or your lawyer. Have you ever received a written warning? And how did you deal with it? Tell us about your experience in the comments and share it with our community. Of course, you can also ask me questions about written warnings, professional indemnity, or passive legal expensive insurance in the comments. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you don't want to miss any more videos, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell.